Christin Ditchfield. I'm the author of the First Place for Health study, Grace for the Race, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this session. Over the next 8 weeks, we'll talk about how this life really is like an epic race. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and we find that we daily need grace, we need hope, we need courage, we need strength, we need faith, just to take each step. And God promises to give us those things. He promises grace for the race. He promises to carry us to the finish line, that glorious finish line. And so we're going to explore some scriptural principles that will help us as we run our race, especially our race for health and wellness. And I wanted to give you a couple of notes that might help you as you begin this study. First of all, you'll notice that I use a number of Bible translations, and that's because I find that multiple translations keep it fresh for me. They help me to pay attention even to verses that have become very familiar. They help me to understand verses in a new way. And Bible scholars tell us it's really hard for the English language to capture fully what the Hebrew and Greek meant. And so multiple translations and even paraphrases can help us get the full picture. I encourage you to use websites like Bible Hub or Bible Gateway so that you can look up multiple translations too. But of course, you're always welcome to go back to the translation of your choice. Also, you'll see that there are a lot of quotes. These are from men and women. Many of them are my friends who have spoken into my life, and others I've just run across in my reading. And I found that these are little profound truths that give me a burst of hope or faith or encouragement, quotes that challenge me in a fresh way. And they're helpful to me. I hope and pray that they'll be helpful to you. Hey, speaking of verses, scripture memory is a huge part of First Place for Health. And I encourage you to do that memory work, to memorize the verse each week. I have carefully and prayerfully chosen these verses, praying that God would use each one again, as kind of a lifeline when you're in a challenging moment, when you're feeling discouraged, you need some hope or grace or strength. If you're facing temptation, that one of these verses will really come in handy. God will speak through them to help you. And of course, that works best if you have them in your heart and can just pull them out at any time. I'll also note that some groups like to do a memory verse challenge where you memorize your verse every week, you say it to your leader, and then at the end of the sessions, you say all of those verses, 8 verses in a row, and you get a prize or a round of applause or something like that. Well, if you do that, I'm going to tell you right now, even though those verses come from different parts of the Bible, they kind of fit together into one pep talk that you can give yourself anytime you need a burst of grace and faith and hope and encouragement to run your race. So try it out. Try reading one of those verses after another, memorizing them, being able to say them together. I hope that will be a blessing to you. On day 7 of every week, you'll find a journal, and this is a place where you can reflect on what you have learned over the previous week, where you have made steps forward, where maybe you've taken some steps back or you've struggled, what you have learned from it. And also, I invite you to reflect on little glimpses of grace, where you have found special moments, gifts from God, little glimpses of his favor and grace. Sometimes people call these God winks or kisses from the king, or they use other such expressions. But the idea is to count your blessings, because that's one of the great ways to find that grace for the race. And the questions are the same every week, so you know they're coming. And if, like me, you sometimes have trouble remembering what you did yesterday, let alone 4 days ago, you can go ahead and fill that journaling page in as you go. Then again, you can wait till the end of the week and just see what you do remember and keep track that way. So whatever works for you. Know that you can always call on your First Place for Health leader and your group anytime you need help or encouragement. And you can also reach out to me. You can find me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, and I have a website. You can look me up, let me know that you are a First Place for Health member, and I'll be glad to help you any way that I can. In the meantime, please know that I am running this race right along with you. I am rooting for you, and I am praying that God will give all of us grace for the race.